Last night it was all about the Rooks. The Giants' youth movement was in full force, and it all led to a series opening win. And not to mention making some lifelong memories along the way. Now Derek Holland takes the ball. He's out to prove that if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. And it's coming up next. We've got day baseball here at AT&T Park. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we get ready for game 2 of this 3-game series. Giants, Mets. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a quick turnaround. The Giants win last night, now a day game today, and they'll hand the ball to Derek Holland. And he's been a great surprise this year. He really has.
Well, he really has. I mean, he's taken and he's done every role they've asked him to do. He's pitched out of the pen. He started, comes into today's game, leads the team in starts and innings pitched. He'll face another left-hander, Steven Matz, and we've been saying this a lot, but it all gets down to pitching. Holland's been doing well. Matz has been doing well. Whoever plays the best defense, scratch out a couple runs, that's your winner.
All right, Giants are 5-2 on this homestand. All right, when we come back, we will have the starting lineups on the first pitch. We'll have all of that right after this.
No fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
All right, back here at AT&T Park as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 65 degrees. You see the winds, humidity, and it is going to be a sunny day. And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started right on time. One ball and one strike to Ahmed Rosario. To left at Pence, and that's how this game gets started. Here's the Mets lineup. You just saw Rosario. That's Flores, Bruce, and Frazier. Go back to Wilmer Flores. He does like hitting against the Giants. Conforto, Jackson, and Nimmo. Nido will hit 8th, and Matz will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the left-handed veteran Derek Holland, 31 years old, 6'2", 215-pounder, 7 and 8 on the year, and boy has he been good for the Giants. Averaging a strikeout an inning. He has taken every assignment they've given him, and he has done well with it. 4-pitch guy, fastball. You can do 2 things with: sink and cut, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
That's Chad Fairchild calling balls and strikes. Danley, Dreckman, Estabrook from first to third.
You don't get big corners with Fairchild, but it's kind of a rule book zone, meaning you're going to get some knees and you're going to get some belts. You just don't get big corners.
Breaking ball for a strike. It's 2-2.
Yeah, the high strike, I mean, umpires call high strikes at the belt now, and that always seems to raise a high eyebrow from a hitter, especially a breaking ball.
Swinging a foul off of Hundley. Flores last night went 0 for 3. Flores steps out. He's having a solid year. 11 home runs, 48 driven in. And he shoots it out of play. He's 2 for 3 lifetime against Holland.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Derek Holland today for the Giants. Starting their outfield from left to right will be Pence, Hernandez, and Slater. Hansen and Longoria on the left side. Panic and Belt on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
More work for Hunter Pence, and the Giants left fielder puts it away. 2 outs. And here's Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce at 218, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Overshift is on as he takes wide. He's, according to our numbers, he's never had an at bat against Derek Holland. All right. Let me eat, Dad.
Please, Dad,
Let me eat. I'm having fun. Bruce on the ground, foul. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Nice pick down there by Ruben Amaro Jr. Let's take a look and see how the Giants play Jay Bruce. And that is our StatCast AI powered by AWS.
On the ground foul, nearly in the same spot. It's 2-2. Just underway here at AT&T Park. Very close.
Yeah. Dutch Holland thought that was strike 3 inning over. And that's an example of the tight corners that you get with Fairchild. That's our Pitch Cats, brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
and the walk. So Bruce took a couple of coast pitches. And here's Frazier. Frazier at 229, 16 home runs, 52 driven in. Frazier led off in the game last night. He went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. One thing he's got is power. He will let it fly. Had some great seasons in Cincinnati. And he takes that pitch high. He started to go after it, but he held up. Mets are 59 and 75. That puts them in 4th place in the East. 15 back of the Atlanta Braves. They've got a better road record than home record. Foul out of play, 1 and 2.
Nice pitch. Holland had him reaching. Guys with power like Todd Frazier, I mean, you don't want to let them get their legs into a swing. Anytime you can make him reach like that, you've done your job. Soft stuff away always sets up hard stuff in. And when Holland's pitching well, I mean, he's burying that hard fastball on the inside corner right at the hands on right-handed hitters.
High into the air for Gorkis Hernandez. Side retired. For the Giants, Hernandez lead it off. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and it'll be Hernandez, Slater, Longoria, and Hundley, and then Brandon Belt. He'll hit 5th. He had a couple of hits last night. He had a triple. And just a little side note, he said today while he was eating breakfast that Mike and I did not sound excited enough on his triple. We'll make a note of that. Pence, Hansen, Panic, and then Derek Holland will hit 9.
We have to try harder. Right now, we're going to talk about Steven Matz, the left-hander for the New York Mets. Matz is a 27-year-older. He's 6'2", 201-pounder. He's in his 3rd year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 24 starts, 5-11 with a 4.36 ERA. And this is how he goes at you. He's got a fastball. It goes low to mid-90s. Changeup, curveball, and a slider. But he thinks fastball. I mean, he'll throw a lot of them at you.
Gorkis takes a called strike. Gorkis pops it up. That is playable for Jay Bruce. And Jay Bruce puts it away. So Giants start out the bottom of the 1st with a pop-up.
Let's take a look at the Mets defensively. Playing behind Steven Matz, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Conforto, Jackson, and Nimmo, and all average arms. Rosario and Frazier, they'll be on the left side. Flores and Bruce on the right side, and Tomas Nido, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. Steven Matz, lifetime against the Giants in 2 starts, 1-0 with a 1.64 ERA.
Slater hitting .277. Takes a high strike, and it's 0-1. Slater had a couple of hits in the game last night. Scored a run, knocked a run in. Another strike, and most of that damage was done in the 8th inning, where the Giants scored 6 times. Line drive, base hit, right field. Slater can do that with the best of them. Gets it a bit towards the end of the bat. He's not going with the Hunter Pence 3 buttons down.
Well, he's still got the 1 flap out, so the 1 button, 1 flap. Let's take a look at the inside out approach of Mr. Slater. Not a bad pitch. I mean, that's a little sinker on the outside corner. Knob lead. Just let your hands think for themselves. Go with the location. You see at bats like that, and you think this guy's going to hit for average up here.
Here's Longoria at 243. He's got a home run in 2 at bats against Matz. And in the game last night, he went 1 for 3 and he scored a run. And the next pitch is high to even the count. Hundley watching from the on-deck circle. Just for fun, I checked the Yankee game, and that game is just underway, and Andrew McCutchen is leading off as this is driven right at the center fielder Jackson, who goes back and he makes the catch. So Longoria hit that ball well. So Aaron Boone put the former Giant right in the lineup. Why not, right? That's why you got him.
You know, I was already checking the Yankee box every day, but another name to look for.
Here's Hundley. Hundley at 237, 9 home runs, 30 runs batted in. He takes inside for a ball.
Hey, happy September, by the way.
That's right. It is 9-1, isn't it?
Giants are in the last month of the regular season.
Weren't we just in spring training? And now the new spring training schedule has come out?
Yeah. Got the schedules today for the 2019 year.
The pocket schedules.
The pocket schedules. To me, that's the official schedule.
More work for Jackson. And this is going to end the inning. After 1, it's 0-0 with Michael Conforto to lead things off.
Service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Braves kick off the next homestand beginning Monday the 10th through the 12th. Hey, it's your chance to see that young, terrific player, Ronald Acuna, and also Freddie Freeman. Monday and Tuesday are night games. So Wednesday, the 12th, is a 12:45 start. So buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com. There's Conforto, Michael Conforto, to hit first here in the second. Overshift is on, and it's wide, and it's 1-0.
I think Michael Conforto is one of those guys that I'm very happy to see August fall off the calendar. He did not have a good August. It's been cold.
"19 home runs, 53 runs batted in." As he takes a low, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Got an at bat as a pinch hitter last night and went 0 for 1.
We had a nice surprise today. Got a chance to see an old teammate.
You want to keep the surprise, or you want to spill it?
Let's let Amy G do it.
All right. 3-2 on the called strike. Austin Jackson is on deck. Pulls this one. It's a fair ball to Belt on the back end, and Holland gets there in time. Further out. All right, here's our surprise. Amy G, who you got?
I have Johnny LeMaster, and you three were really yucking it up there earlier. I know there's some stories that we're not going to be able to tell today, but he's on today's ticket. You recognize that guy, Johnny?
I do. That's the first one I've seen, actually. He's pretty daggone good looking, if I say so myself. That's what Dwayne Kuiper told me to say, anyway.
I'm sure.
And Kruko, but you know, hey, I just wished I looked that good again, to be honest with you.
Oh, come on. You look even better now. Tell us what this means to you to you know, be honored in this way by the Giants, and you played 10 years here.
Yeah, you know, tomorrow, September the 2nd, 1975, would have been 43 years ago, the first day I got called up to the big leagues. And to talk about being able to, my first at bat over at Candlestick Park against the Dodgers, to go up there and hit an inside the park home run my very first time, and then stay in the Giants organization for 13 years. And it's just to me, it's a love story.
You are surrounded by some pretty cute looking dudes. Who are these guys?
I've got 4 grandsons here. I got Griffin, Barron, Gunner, and Braxton. I got 2 daughters. Each one of them's got 2 grandsons, but I also 3 others that didn't come with us, the 3 granddaughters. So when I get home, I'm going to have to do something special for them too.
They're going to definitely cash in on that. It sounds like, though, all the boys got your athletic genes.
They do. They got the DNA. This one here is vying for Mr. Kentucky in football, and keep tuned to that around November, December when they name that. So he's a quarterback at Ashland High. So, but all of them can play baseball too.
Good job.
I just want them to be happy, whatever they play.
That's the best part about being a grandparent, for sure. And you make your home in Kentucky. How often do you get to watch the Giants games?
Every time they're on TV, we're watching them. You should. I wish you could have seen this bunch right here. Was it 2010 or 12? They won the first one or the second? Well, both, and 14 too. 10, 12, and 14 when they won the world. These 4 right here were going nuts. They had their played for their little league team was called the San Francisco Giants, so they were just eat up with, and still are. This is a dream come true for them right here.
Now, is the LeMaster clan, are you the only Giants fans in Kentucky?
Like it. It seems like it. Everybody asks me why we like the Giants, and they don't really believe me when I tell them my grandfather played for the Giants, but I pull up a picture of him, and they come around to it real quick.
You guys must be really proud of your grandpa.
We are. We're very blessed to have a man like him in our lives.
Johnny LeMaster, thanks for visiting us. Anything you'd like to say to your buddies, Kruk and Kite?
Hey, Kruk and Kite, keep doing it up there. I'd like to see y'all do it for at least another 15 years. And Kuiper or Kruko, you got to get me one of those big sticks so I can walk with it every once in a while.
They're trending now. They're trending. Dwayne and Mike.
He spotted that big stick of yours, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I need one of those."
Yeah, he said it had better wood than this than the bats I used to get from Merv. That's all right, Johnny. He was a great teammate.
Oh my goodness!
So much fun to see him.
And at the pace he talked there is exactly how the pace he talked when he was a player.
And this year,
that shot at Johnny.
60th anniversary of the Giants here in San Francisco on the tickets. Former players, and it is an honor to be on.
It is
on a ticket.
This is Nimmo, by the way. Shoots this one. Hansen's going to make the turn, and he made the turn. And that's your unusual 5-6-3 double play. Nice job.
Was Pretzel Rami, and last night Aramis Garcia, major league debut, home run for his first hit, exit velocity 100 miles an hour, hit at 408 feet. Second Giants catcher since 1919 to hit a home run for his first career hit in his first career game. Eliezer Alfonso in 2006 did it against the Mets. And since the Giants batted around the inning, Garcia came up again and he recorded an RBI single, making him the first player in San Francisco history to get his first 2 career hits in the same inning. That is very cool, and that is our Togo's Pretzel Rami.
And he gets to chill today for a little while. The 0-1 to Belt is a strike on the inside corner. Watching Belt yesterday, we're all thinking he's going to get hot right now.
Well, he had a nice night last night, and everything offensively with Brandon Belt comes in bunches.
On the ground, foul.
So Aramis Garcia and Chris Shaw last night were the debut, third pair of San Francisco Giant position players to start together since Chuck Hiller, Tom Haller, Will Clark, Robbie Thompson. They were the last 2 pairs to do it. I mean, just a lot of great Giants history. Second time in Giants franchise history a set of players made MLB debuts and each had an RBI, and the first Giant to have 2 hits in the same inning. Very cool.
Got him, and Belt knew it. So here's Pence.
So after the game, he met his mother and his fiancee and his grandmother. And Amy G gave him the ball in in his post-game interview, and there's the ball he gave his dad and the reaction. Unbelievable. What a night the Garcia family had.
And I do think the negotiations for that ball went very smoothly. Every once in a while you get someone that wants to become mayor for a year, and then they'll give you the ball.
Yeah, like in Arizona.
Here's Pence. It's 0-1. Tap foul with Alan Hansen on deck. Ooh, pretty good breaky ball. Ooh, they called him out. Yeah, Johnny LeMaster's debut with the Giants, the anniversary would be tomorrow. But see, this is what he did inside the park home run. And it came against Don Sutton. Third time in Major League history that a player hit an inside the park home run as his first home run.
He joined Luke Stewart and Walter Mueller. They did it in 1921 and 1922. First at bat inside the Parker. I mean, Giants been around for 136 years. It's hard to do something for the first time.
It is.
And yet we saw it last night with Garcia and the 2 hits. His first 2 big league hits happened in the same inning. I don't even know you could look up for something like that. I mean, where would you even go?
I know, it's true.
But been in the big leagues for just a few days, and already he's got himself his own page.
Giants struck out 3 times, all looking here in the second.
Never seen that before.
Is brought to you by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
Here it's 0-0 as Tomas Nido leads things off. Nido's got 3 RBIs on the year. He's 7 for 49. And there's a healthy rip, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball, and it's 1-2. On the ground to third. And Longoria with the soft toss. 1 out. Stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app.
Day games can be a bit weird simply because they start at 1 o'clock. You don't get a whole lot of wind. It was a moderate breeze at the start of the game. By around 2:30, 3 o'clock, it's a whole different ball game. That's when you start getting strong winds. And the winds are definitely starting to pick up here.
Matz is 3 for 37. And he takes high, 1-2. Down the right field line, and that's going to be out of play.
Hey, they got a cold one for us.
Hey, we got a cold one for you.
Let's go. It's like fun. Park it in the cove. Fire up their Traeger. Smoke some dogs. Drink some cold ones.
Slater puts it away. All of that sounds like something we may do tonight.
Yeah, we'll definitely be on the Traeger tonight.
So here's the top of the order and Rosario. First pitch, a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
So you can see the adjustments hitters make after the first time through the lineup.
That's a fair ball down the left field line. Rosario can run. And now it gets a weird kick. And it's going to be a triple. So if that hits something, it may have hit. Isn't there like a box that has a phone down there that it may have hit?
Well, let's take a look. Once it gets down into the left field corner.
Nope. Right where that angle is, huh?
Hit the angle. The question is whether or not it hit the glove of the fan. I don't think it did if it came off that hard. The little guy tried.
He tried hard to leave in the second inning, didn't he?
It'd be interesting to see if they would ask a 10-year-old kid to believe.
Oh, my goodness. There's a pitch high to Wilmer Flores.
I think he may get a mulligan, but everybody else.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They have a height bar like they do to get on rides at the fair. If you're over 38 inches tall, you're out. He looks like a player too.
He does. The 2-0 pitch is a called strike.
Nice off-speed pitch in the 2-0 count. That's what Holland's done all year. I mean, you put the finger down, he'll throw it. No matter what the count, no matter what the pitch.
Foul back, 2-2.
Came back with another good changeup. Speaking of changeups, it was great listening to Keith Hernandez, who does color on the Mets broadcast, come over and talk about Andy Suarez last night. He was impressed with the Giants lefty. He liked his changeup, liked the aggressiveness with the fastball in the inside corner. I mean, those are things that catch the eyes of old hitters. And you know, you're talking about an MVP in the National League.
I'd have played 2-2.
Those guys are hard to impress. And it is great to talk ball with Keith Hernandez. He's a native from the San Carlos area.
Line drive, and it's right at Gorky Hernandez, and that's going to end the inning. Panic to lead things up.
Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at AT&T Park, we've got a 0-0 ball game as here's Joe Panic, and Panic takes wide. Panic at 247. Joe led off the game last night and went 1 for 4. And he takes wide again with Dutch Holland on deck, and then Gorky Hernandez. Bottom of the third. There's a strike. It's 2-1. And a bit wide. It's 3-1. All of these Mets pitchers are tough.
Well, they all have good stuff, and they all have good command of good stuff. And that's a lethal combination.
Down the left field line, but that's going to slice foul.
If you're a player, an everyday player with the Mets, you have to feel like every day you get to that ballpark, you have a chance to win. That's why you look at their record. They're 16 games below 500 with their starting pitching. You shake your head. You can't understand why that is.
So Panic's going to take the walk. That's significant because that leads off the inning. And here's Holland.
And the Giants have a chance to use a productive out here. I wish I could tell you that Holland's a good bunter, but I mean, he's only got one bunt down the whole year.
But if we asked him, what would he say?
Oh, of course, I'm an excellent bunter.
He now no longer denies that he lied to us. And Holland is going to get the job done.
And that's an excellent bunt. So if you do it once a year, you can say that's lucky. You do it twice, I mean, in my mind, he's an excellent bunter. All right, get that bat out on the top of the strike zone, bend those knees, deaden it out the end of the bat. And the only play that Tomas Nido had was to first base, so excellent bunt.
So on a base hit, you take the lead. Here's Gorkis Hernandez. Up high, 1-0. Gorkis popped out to Jay Bruce to open up the bottom of the first. High and deep down the line. It is foul.
It had the distance. Designer strike. There aren't too many negatives in sports that feel good. And a strike that you hit 340, that feels good.
Do you want to know what McCutchen did his first at bat in a Yankee uniform?
What did he do?
Struck out. So, in order to make him feel good, Stanton then struck out.
That's a good teammate.
It's a good teammate.
You know, just take the pressure off.
That's a good teammate. Three and one. Left center field in the park to Conforto. And here's Slater.
Talking about the arms in the Mets outfield, they don't really have a blazer out there. They've got pretty good arms. Best arm probably be in right field with Brandon Nimmo. He's got 4 assists on the year.
Slater hit a soft line drive into right field for a base hit in the first. And he'll take a breaking ball down low. Ron's got her hands full.
Do you want your hat on?
On the ground, slowly hit. It's Frazier. And they'll end the inning. 4th inning coming up. 0-0.
finish. And then last Sunday, Derek Holland against the Rangers, 6 1/3, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run. He beat his former team for the first time. Giants have won in 5 of his last 6 starts. That's our Coors Light refreshing finish.
It's Jay Bruce who drew a walk in the first. And he takes a strike. One defender on the left side, and that's Longoria, who's going to change places now with Hansen. Right to panic into the defense. And Bruce is retired. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, the Giants have announced which players will be headed to the Arizona Fall League. They've got 4 pitchers, 2 infielders, one of which is Aramis Garcia, and an outfielder, Heath Quinn. And I spoke with Aramis about it earlier, and he said it's a real nod of recognition. It's an opportunity to put the finishing touches on your game if you're trying to jump from AAA to this level. It is a high level of competition because you're playing against the other organization's best guys. He said you learn so much, and it is an honor. Now, he is going to be playing for the Scottsdale Scorpions. First game, October 9th, so head out and watch them. Gentlemen?
Yep. I mean, look, they get about, what, 2 weeks off? 2.5 weeks? Just close to enough time to get out of shape.
That's exactly right.
But then they crawl right back into it, and there can be some tired ball players by December 1st.
You know, it just gives you an idea of how strong your mind is. If you put it in there that it's a privilege and and you're ready to go, then you'll show up and you know your arm or body will feel fine. If you go and you're reluctant and you don't, you know, you're not 100% into it, you ain't gonna last.
Well, yeah, that's the winter ball philosophy, right?
Yeah, but we played winter ball every year.
And if you don't have the best of attitudes when you go to these other countries, then don't go.
I mean, that was one of the most fun things that I did.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I didn't have any idea how much fun it was going to be, but it turned out I would trade the 3 years I had in Venezuela, to me, were just as important as any year I had in the big leagues.
Nice play, Mom.
In the dirt.
She made a great pick. All right, let's take a look at it. She had it played perfect, reached up, put a snag on it. Oh, yeah. Semi-sweet spot. Act like you've done it before, and I think she has.
Well, she impressed her son.
That's my mom. But think about the guys you got to play with that weren't from the organization you came up with. And you got a chance to play with big leaguers. And in a foreign country, and it was just completely different, everything about it. Music, food, just everything. I mean, instructional league was a little bit different. I mean, we'd have to play a day game in the desert, but you get there at 9 o'clock and you'd work out till noon, take an hour off, and then play the game. And that got a little tiresome in later part of the afternoon when it was over 100. There were no lights down there, but fun. Oh
man. And a long battle won by Dutch Holland.
First strikeout for Holland. You know, the other thing too about this game, the professional baseball game, is that every time you go and you play, wherever you are, whether it be in winter ball or instructional league or fall ball, somebody's watching. Some other organization, scouts watching.
Conforto takes a strike.
And when you sign a contract, I mean, you want to get to the big leagues with that team that brought you into professional baseball, but you want to get to the big leagues. And the more you play, the more you're seeing, the bigger chance you have, better chance you have of getting to the big leagues.
Conforto bounced out to Belt. He's going to bounce out to Panic. And that'll end the inning. Longoria, Hundley, Belt coming up. Nothing. Biofreeze cooled the pain last night. Andy Suarez, he only allowed 2 hits in 7 innings, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 89 pitches. He has thrown 14 scoreless innings over his last 2 starts.
He has really been impressive these last 2 starts. And there's another reason, as Evan Longoria steps in to take his first pitch of his second at bat. The other reason that impresses me is that I thought he hit a little bit of a wall in August, and he started showing some signs of being tired, and he has left that behind. He's got a second wind. His last 2 starts, he's looked exceptionally sharp.
Healthy rip by Longoria. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. High drive, left field. It is out of here. His second career home run off of Steven Matz, and it's 1-0 Giants. You get the right elevation, and if you hit it good, it's got a chance to go.
There it is, middle in, just above the knee, number 15 on the year. And he makes it look easy. And people have to remember, he missed 35 games this year.
Hundley with a foul back. Yeah, that's maybe 5 to 6 home runs.
Yeah. Mets have allowed 162 home runs this year.
Hundley chases nothing at 2.
I kind of find that hard to believe, given their starting staff.
I agree.
The Reds, that's not a surprise because of where they play.
Foul. Hundley going the other way, and it's a strike. It's 1-2.
Saw Hundley in spring training, and it seemed like the very first at bat of the very first game he was thinking right field, and all spring long right field, and it has served him well this year.
Got him.
Time now for our smart play. It's brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. And last night, Brandon Belt had a double and advances a runner. He scores on a sac fly. Bottom of the 7th, scored, tied up 0-0. He belts a double. And Chris Shaw comes up against Zach Wheeler and hits a sac fly. A great at bat. First RBI for Shaw. And Belt would score. And that really was all the Giants would need. And that's our smart play, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealer.
Here's the 0-1, and Belt takes a strike. It's 0-2.
Next double will be his 200th. That's a good milestone. Shinjo in the house.
Number 5.
Shinjo played with the Giants and the Mets.
Belt out swinging. Second strikeout for Belt.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the swing of the bat. 103 miles per hour, hit at 387 feet. High, the way my partner likes him.
Pence follows it back. And a quick 0-2. So what Matz is doing is he's throwing strikes. Pence out swinging. He strikes out the side for the second time in this game. But Giants are on the board. Longoria, home run number 15. And when it leaves the yard, it's bye-bye baby. It's 1-0 as we head to the 5th. Here's the pitch to Austin Jackson, and it's high. Jackson with a base hit in the second inning. Giants now with a 1-0 lead. And a called strike. Used to see Austin Jackson and Andrew McCutchen at the beginning of the year hang out a lot. And now both are playing for New York teams. How about that? There's a call strike, 1 and 2.
It's amazing how that happens.
Two and 2. Slater over by the line.
Well, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. I think they're enjoying.
Is that a Tony's?
3 from the Slice House.
Look at the difference in how we get 2 that are folding and 1 going flat.
Yeah, guy who's a folder, he's from New York.
Well, the other kid's a folder too.
It is good pizza. And if you're at the yard, take our advice, get on it.
The kid in the middle. Oh, throw a camera on that kid in the middle and he's going to laugh.
Oh yeah, he's got his method. Everybody's got their own way.
Yeah, if I cut 1 in half, I got 2 pieces.
Yeah.
How many you got? Well, mine's folded. Pitch is inside. It's 3-0.
Just as long as when it's all said and done, you're the guy who still has a couple bites left when the other guys are done.
Absolutely. 3-1 to Nimmo.
Nimmo, the only first-round pick ever out of the state of Wyoming.
So Nimmo hustles down the line after he takes the walk.
He is a threat to steal. He's got 8 on the year.
Nido rolled out to Longoria in the 3rd. Oh, the Giants we're waiting on as the Giants are looking at it. Nope. It's Nido at the plate. And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
You see the yellow wristbands that guys are wearing today. And September 1st is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day. A ceremony before the game. Kristen Posey and Lee and Addie Posey, Buster's 2 children, were there. Buster and Kristen very active in the charity raising money for research for pediatric cancer.
Hammered to right. Slater is not going to be able to get it. This is going to tie the game. And it's 1-1. So the walk comes back to bite Derek Collins.
Well, an impressive swing of the bat from Nido in that it was a hang and breaking ball, but it was up and away, and he went with the location. And I mean, he barrels this thing with backspin. Slater never had a chance to go back and get it. And they were shading over towards Triples Alley, too.
Matz hit a line drive to Slater in right field. And he takes a healthy rip, so it looks like he can hit a little bit, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
You look at his average, he's hitting 081 coming into this at bat. You're thinking, but then you see a swing like that, and you're going,
Yeah, it's not an 081 swing.
No. You look at the bat that Match uses. I mean, he doesn't have a knob that's really defined. It's kind of a smooth handle. We saw it last night with McNeil, his teammate, who played second base last night. He has a similar type bat. And you don't see many of those around. Jeff McNeil.
No swing, 2-1.
I mean, there was a time you'd see a lot of them. I mean, believe it or not, the U1 used to be a popular bat.
That was the old H176.
You know, and Jackie Robinson and Nellie Fox, they use those types of bats.
Out of play.
There was a bat that we used to see, and it was in every rack in every clubhouse, big leagues, minor leagues. A K55. It was a really common bat. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Except right there.
Except on your bat rack, Smooth. My partner.
Well, different, you know, we players now use different numbers for bats. This is bounce to Panic and from the outfield grass. Nice play. But everything was so much standard back then. I mean, K55 from 1930 was a K55 in 1985. All right, come fly with Alaska Airlines to over 115 destinations. Giants will battle the Rockies September 14th through the 16th. And on Saturday the 15th, the first 40,000 fans are going to receive an Alaska Airlines 2-for-1 voucher buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com. It's always one of the most popular promotions, the 2-for-1 voucher.
It's a good one. Ahmed Rosario fouls one off. But you look at how these guys all learned how to hit. They learned to hit with aluminum bats. Aluminum bats have thin handles. I mean, all the way through college baseball. Aluminum bats, thin handles. Now they get into professional baseball. They want the same feel of that thin handle. And K55, K75, even S2s were thicker handles than what these guys use now. And for the most part, they're all thin-handled guys. A big bat now. I think Madison Bumgarner has the biggest bat on the Giants team. 34.5, 33.5.
That's the bat rack we have behind us. And I think all the bats are Louisville Sluggers.
Yep. You've got a Johnny LeMaster up there.
Swing and a miss. Hunley with a nice block. And Derek Holland limits the damage to 1 run, which means this game is tied.
Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
Well, manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Here's Alan Hansen. Hansen on the ground into the hole. It's going to have to be a long throw and a nice play to throw out the speedy Hansen. It's the shortstop signature play that they have to make.
You're right. If you can't make that play, do not apply for the job playing shortstop at the big league level. Just kind of off the right foot from the hip. See ya.
So here's Panic. Strike to Panic, who drew a walk. Swing, you're going to miss. Big chopper to Frazier at third. So Panic out 5-3. And Holland gets the hit with 2 outs. Holland had a sacrifice bunt in the third. Giants play one more game tomorrow in this park before they head to Denver. 1-2. Giants spend all 3 summer holidays in Denver. That's unusual.
Never seen that before.
Holland strikes out swinging, 7 in the game for Mets. 6th inning coming up.
wristbands that the players are wearing today. That is because today marks the 3rd annual Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day here at AT&T Park. And earlier, I had the honor of hosting a panel of special guests close to the cause, including doctors from UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, a mother whose daughter is currently battling bone cancer, a patient in remission, and Kristen Posey, who founded with Buster the Buster and Kristen Posey Fund for Pediatric Cancer Research. There was also an on-field ceremony because today is all about education and raising awareness as well as money to support pediatric cancer research. Gentlemen, childhood cancer, the #1 disease killer of children 15 and under in the United States. We need to bring awareness to this issue. Dwayne?
We sure do, and Posies do a great job at doing that. They're quite special. Here's Wilmer Flores, who takes a ball. 2 balls and no strikes.
We're going to have a fundraiser next Thursday in Reno for the Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Society. We found out there's only, of all the money raised for cancer, just 4% of it goes to the kids.
Hansen to his left. And here's Flores. Here's Jay Bruce, and Bruce fouls it out of play. Well, this function you're talking about, Mike, that's at your house, right?
It is.
So the guests that go, are they allowed to maybe take a souvenir from your house when they leave?
Absolutely. Whatever you want. It's going to be a fun night.
Well, I mean, I've got a few things that I've taken from your house as souvenirs.
Well, some people have garage sales. We just have fundraisers. Just help yourself.
Yeah,
That picture of Kipe and I, yeah, go ahead.
take it. We're sick of it. Bruce strikes out. 3rd strikeout.
Elevated that fastball at 92. Meanwhile, out on the cove, just a lazy day. A lot of people out on the bay today, though, on boats, sailboats, boats of every kind.
One ball and 1 strike to Todd Frazier. Frazier takes inside for a ball.
Pitch count a bit of an issue for Dutch Holland. He's at 98. You see Sam Dyson heading down the Giants pen. Giants added 1 pitcher today. Ray Black activated before the game. Number 100 about to be thrown.
And Frazier hooks it foul.
100 the standard now. I get asked all the time in previous generations, what was the pitch count you prepared yourself for in spring training? Well, back in our day in the 80s, early 90s, it was 125. back in the day of Juan Marichal and Gaylord Perry, it was like a 150.
Yeah, and maybe in relief in the middle of your starts.
Yeah, and they would pitch a 4-man rotation. And they would pitch on a Monday. Tuesday, they would throw a round of batting practice. How about that? I mean, they threw. And then these, you're talking about guys that would have year after year of 300-plus inning years. And I don't know if you'll ever see that again. A pitcher eating up 300 innings. Giants do not have a complete game this year. And it has everything to do with the pitch count.
Yeah, and I don't think that's unusual for just the Giants.
Oh no, that's all around baseball. I think the league's leading pitching staff in regards to complete games is I think it's the Indians, and they have 3. You know, I read that on Twitter, so I don't know if it's 100%, but I wouldn't doubt it. And the reason for it is they're trying to preserve their pitching, trying to extend guys out with their careers, minimize some of the workload with the idea that they're going to pitch longer in their careers.
And I think agents are involved too.
Oh, absolutely involved.
So the 3-2 pitch is high. And that's going to bring Michael Conforto to the plate.
And this will be the last guy that he faces today. So now being told updated, Indians have 5 complete games. And that is the most on any staff in the big leagues by 2.
Runner goes, and this sails into center field. Frazier doesn't know where it is.
Well, you know, I'm not all in favor of the dekes at second base because sometimes guys will slide where they don't have to. The deke that Alan Hansen made was timed right. As that ball went into center field, the slide was already being made, so it wasn't a deke that was going to force him to slide late or possibly endanger himself with a slide. What it did was it convinced Frazier that he had the ball, and Frazier never knew it was in center field.
You saved 90 feet.
Saved 90 feet.
There is a place for it. Tough play. Maybe no play. Maybe at third, and they got him. Wise play to continue the play. Is Frazier rounded it too far? Good play.
Now there was not going to be any chance for first. He just looked at third, thinking if Frazier rounds the bag, he can get him, and that's exactly what happened. Great play.
1-1 ball game as Gorkis with a healthy swing. Ain't gonna miss. Top of the order, a 1-1 game. Giants have 2 hits in this game. Slater a single, Longoria a home run. Matz has been good as advertised. Got a walk and 7 strikeouts. And he's ahead in the count to Gorkis Hernandez right now, 0-2. Got him. That's about at the top of the strike zone for Chad Fairchild.
And we said he's a rule book strike zone guy. You'll see highs and you'll see lows. Gorkis Hernandez is not convinced. 8th strikeout for Matz. Well, calling all Jedi Masters, looking ahead at the next homestand on Sunday, September 16th. It's Star Wars Day. First 20,000 fans will receive a Millennium Falcon cap presented by Smartwater. May the force be with you and the Giants. Buy directly with the Giants at sfgiants.com.
Slater is struck out and he's rolled out.
Let's take a look at the fastball at the top of the strike zone that sent Gorkis Hernandez back to the bench. And you can understand why he was a little disappointed with the call.
One ball and 1 strike.
Crew Kite Mill Flim. There you go. I'm voting that guy best dressed today.
One and 2. Out of play. A lot of the action that we're all interested in, that would be the National League West, is tonight. Dodgers and D-backs tonight in LA. San Diego and the Rockies in San Diego. Hit towards the hole. Here's the backhanded throw by Rosario. Not in time. Now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. In the 4th inning, Evan Longoria unloaded his 15th home run of the year. And at that point in the game, it gave the Giants a 1-0 lead. So Longoria now back in his first at bat. He hit a line drive right at the center fielder, Jackson. So Slater with a hit. He's got 2. He also, in the stolen base department this year, is 5-0. Double play ball. That's 4-6-3, and that's going to end the inning. We head to the 7th. Austin Jackson will lead things off. It's 1-1. Here's the matchup of Matz and Holland. Holland is now out of the game, and you can see how close they are. The only difference is the strikeouts and the number of pitches. Usually it goes the other way around, where you strike out a lot, you're going to throw a lot of pitches, but Matz hasn't done that this afternoon. He's been very good. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Sam Dyson on board now for the 65th time this year. A very solid season with an ERA of 2.79. And he's going to take on his teammate earlier this year, Austin Jackson.
So Jackson steps up. He's 1 for 2. And he shoots one off his fist. That's caught in the air by Panic. 1 out. Well, StubHub has the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets. You can download the StubHub app today. StubHub is the official partner of the San Francisco Giants.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Is that just for Dad, or is that to be split 4 ways?
I think it's for everybody in the row.
I think it's just for Dad, to be honest with you.
That's a load. Another great day for
Dad. What are you doing? Waiting for it to cool off?
He's waiting for the rest of the row to get there. I'm telling you, he's feeding the whole row.
Nimmo takes a pitch high.
Going to talk about how good Derek Holland was today. I mean, he has just been amazingly consistent. Takes the ball, goes deep, 6th, 7th inning every time out.
Every time. Two and one. Good pitch from Dyson.
If you're a starting pitcher and you can eat up innings and you can give your team a chance to win every time out, you're doing your job. Whether you get the win or not, you know, it's not the deal. They pay you for innings and consistency to give your team a chance to win. And all Derek Holland has done this year is that. Plus, he leads this team in innings pitched, in starts. And remember, there was some time he was in the pen. And when he was asked to go in the pen, he said, "Give me the ball." He has had a really impressive year for the Giants.
Slowly hit. Maybe not an easy play, but Dyson will tag out Nimmo. 2 down.
Dyson with good athleticism, taking it himself. I think when he put the tag on, he had a little something on it when he.
Yeah, well, you do that to protect yourself. You don't know if the guy's going to run you down or not. All right. There we go. I thought it was stuck to Dad's pants. Here's Nimmo. Nimmo doubled over the head of Slater to knock in the only run in this game for the Mets. So Mom gets to divvy it up. I think Dad's going to come out on the short end of this one.
I don't know. I think there's enough for everybody to be happy.
Yeah, okay. It's passing Mom's taste test. You're right. Maybe even the row in front of him.
Yeah, that's a lot of food, man.
Base hit. This guy can hit. Coming into the game, 143. And Matz is going to hit with 2 outs. Matz is lined out and he's struck out. Swing. You got a minute. Nito does not have a steal. Dyson throws a perfect pitch. It's 0-2.
I mean, that's just such big movement coming back into the strike zone. I mean, Matz, I mean, he had the body language like he was hitting third in the lineup. Not happy with that call.
Tap foul.
I think you see a lot of body language from hitters. And I think one of the reasons for it is that umpires, they get a report card after every game.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Hundley, Bell, Pence coming up.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Well, tonight at 7 p.m. you can check out the Earthquakes taking on the Vancouver Whitecaps right here in NBC Sports Bay Area. The Whitecaps led by 17-year-old sensation Alfonso Davies. So check them out. You can also stream live on NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is the NBC Sports Bay Area channel. Check us out. 1-1. Here we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. They're going to lead things off as this gentleman seems to have figured out how to be at peace with the world.
He's got a best friend.
Yeah, he does.
I used to have one that went on the road once in a while with me.
Mays.
No, you. On the ground, foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
I'm still there. Don't shed me yet. Hey, I want to talk to you about that umpire report card, because we were talking about a lot of body language that you see around baseball, that hitters step out of the box and they slump their shoulders and they kind of shrug and give the umpire the look on a pitch that they don't like. And I think you see a lot of it. It used to be where if you did that, an umpire, I mean, he might stretch the strike zone out on you a little bit the next pitch or 5. But now, after every game, these report cards or these umpires get a report card. And if they get 96% right, that's a bad report card. So if you have a little payback in mind, if you're an umpire, because you don't like a guy giving you bad body language in an at-bat, those days of kind of sticking it to the hitter, those are gone.
Make it in that 3%.
Yeah, that's right.
Only fouls it out of play.
But I do think that report card changes a lot.
Oh, I used to like an old grudge once in a while.
It's part of the game. But it was a way for umpires to kind of calm the body expression down. I mean, we saw it with Steven Matz. I mean, to me, that's kind of ridiculous. You see a pitcher do it. He does the Gumby shoulder shrug to an umpire. I mean, I could see it.
Got him.
For an everyday player who knows the strike zone, but a pitcher up there every 5th day, and you don't have the greatest idea of the strike zone.
9 strikeouts. Here's Belt. Belt and Pence.
9 strikeouts for Matz. 5 have been called strike 3s.
Belt and Pence have each struck out twice. So there's a called strike. Belt fouls it at the plate with Hunter Pence on deck. Just a gorgeous day. Tomorrow the same.
It is the best month for weather historically, September and October. You throw that on there too. Still getting used to September. Just kind of seemed like it came upon us a bit quicker this year. Of course, when you watch a team lose 98 games, time kind of stops like it did last year.
Belt with the hat trick.
10 strikeouts for Matz.
Hunter Pence with a couple of strikeouts. Takes a strike. So all Matz is doing is throwing strikes.
And he's only throwing 88 pitches.
Jam shot to short. And it'll be a base runner for the Giants. That one rolled up and hit Rosario on the thumb.
Well, what is your favorite saying? There's nothing routine about a routine play. You're thinking off the crack of the bat, not a problem. If this ball comes up on the last hop, not only do you miss it, but it hurts.
Get you on the fleshy part of the right thumb. Here's Hansen. Hansen is 0 for 2 and he takes a strike. Boy, strike 1 has been there all day.
And if you look at Hansen's at bats today, he does not have that front foot time to anything. If he's looking for an off-speed pitch, he throws him a fastball. If he's looking for a fastball, he's throwing him off-speed pitch. And some days pitchers will just do that to you.
One ball and one strike. One and two.
Out front of the changeup. I mean, Matz has got them all working today. All 4 of his pitches, they've been there for him.
He's throwing the ball like Kershaw throws in this ballpark. Pence will be chased back.
Seth Lugo starting to stretch it out.
Pence goes. And that'll end the inning. Matt strikes out the side for the 3rd time in this game. It's baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan.
Hey, the gang's all here.
Yes,
and they do have a cold one for us.
This guy's feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Melanson's the new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Guy was picking it like a bass player. Mark Melanson, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. Take a look at the numbers, and Bruce Bochy feels that Mark Melanson is throwing the best that he's thrown all year. Everything is tightened up. His arm is recovering much better after each outing. Cutter's got a little nastier bite to it. His curveball's got a little louder snap.
And he hits the outside corner or close to it. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
We watched Rosario make an error last inning. When you go up after you make an error as a player, I mean, does that affect your at bat?
Should. Here's Lanson as he throws him out.
Yeah, I know it should, but human nature is, I mean, you just screwed up on the field. You want to do something to
Yeah.
kind of erase it.
Did the air cost him anything?
Nope.
Probably not. Here's Wilmer Flores.
Because, I mean, from a pitcher's perspective, if you give up a double or triple home run to a guy, really, the next at bat, you want to strike that guy out.
Ground ball to Hansen. Hansen gets a bit of a grass cutter. Check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, time for our Ask Amy G segment. Today's authentic fan question from ITMFA. I'm just going to hope that that stands for something good. Here's what they want to know. What do the initials on the sleeve of the umpires stand for? So I went to Alan Lee. He handles the umpires here at AT&T Park. He said it stands for former umpires who have passed away this year. That would be DH for Doug Harvey, DR for Dutch Rennert, and BE for Bob Engel. If you have a question, tweet me at Amy G Giants and hashtag it Ask Amy G. Dwayne?
It's
all
very
good guys.
That's very good. That's awesome question. Awesome getting the information, because we knew all three of those guys.
Doug Harvey, a Hall of Famer. Dutch Rennert was in our Hall of Fame. He had the greatest strike call in the history of umpiring.
Bruce digs one out, and he's going to dump one in front of Slater.
And Bob Engel, a good umpire.
Do you want to know what Andrew McCutcheon did in his second at bat?
I do.
He struck out. And Stanton behind him to make him feel good.
Yeah.
Grounded out.
Oh.
McCutcheon also has gotten hit by a pitch in that game. Like I said, those American League guys do like National League guys. They come over there and make them pay.
I'm sure he's thinking about that very thing.
Probably is. 1-0 to Frazier. Frazier's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lance is trying to hit that spot on the outside corner, and he's just missing. Swing and a miss. 2-1. You want to hear a good matchup?
I do.
Patrick Corbin tonight against Clayton Kershaw.
That is a good matchup.
It's a good matchup.
Ought to be a low-scoring game, you would think.
Really nice play by Hundley. 3-1.
Look, you're talking a one-run ball game, and that ball bounced 4 feet out in front of home plate, looked like. And then when that happens with the type of break that Melanson has on the curveball, it's going to come up high. And be able to keep Bruce, who's got good speed at first base, that's an excellent play. Otherwise, he's down in scoring position. And Frazier sitting on a 3-1 count.
3-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, panic, pinch hitter Hernandez coming up.
Rockies. Darren Ford made his major league debut. And the score was tied 1-1. Tim Lincecum, Ubaldo Jimenez duel, and Darren Ford, he cut in as a pinch runner. Bottom of the 8th inning on a wild pitch. Ford took off for third. Miguel Olivo threw the ball into left field, and Ford scored the winning run. Giants won it 2-1. That's our Mercedes pivotal play.
Here's Panic, new pitcher, Seth Lugo. Is Panic waits, and the Mets right-hander throws, and there's a breaking ball down low. And it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Seth Lugo, they're actually closing some games now with Seth Lugo. He's got great stuff. He's got mid to high 90s with the fastball, 2 types of movement, great curveball.
Panic lifts him down a left field line. This is right into the Giants bullpen. And Conforto is going to come up short. It's the danger zone down there. The bullpen mounds. Get on the hands of Panic. It's 1-2.
Talking about Lugo as a fastball curveball guy. He's got a slider and a changeup too. And you don't see that many guys in the bullpen that come at you with 4 strikeout pitches. And Lugo can make that claim.
On the ground on one hop as Panic hit the ball on the nose. And he's retired. Now let's hear if we can hear that Boston contention.
Well, Chris Shaw going to take an at bat in front of the hometown crowd. He had 12 fly in. They got in late last night. They couldn't see the game. His first big league start. And he got his first big league RBI. Still looking for his first big league hit. But they are here in force in support of their guy.
So far, from what I've seen, Mets pitchers have saved their best stuff for Chris Shaw.
I think he's thinking that.
It's low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
But you know, you think back when you first got to the big leagues as to how impressed you were with big league pitching.
One and two.
I mean, you see great stuff in the minor league. There are plenty of great arms in professional baseball. I don't care what level you're at. But up here, it's a little bit different. Guys have a little bit better command. They got a little bit bigger mixture of speeds. And it's every guy, especially this time of the game.
And he gets him with a breaking ball. So 2 outs. And here's Marquise Hernandez. Well, there's another thing too that big league pitchers have that you don't see in the minor leagues, and that's that second, third, and fourth pitch that can get you out.
That's right. And now sometimes even more than that.
Yeah, this is the family of no sleep. I think it's appropriate that the old man's got his shades on.
Well, that's the Garcia family, and last night they got to live the experience that they'd all hoped to have lived through, and they did. Watching Aramis Garcia, their son, grandson, or fiance, have his first big league hit, a home run, second big league hit, an RBI single, and then catch a shutout. It's a pretty spectacular night.
And after the game, we saw the shot. The son gave dad the baseball.
And it locked the old man up. One thing that his father learned in one day: bring a jacket.
Hernandez strikes out. Giants have struck out 13 times in this game. It's 1-1. Johnson. They bring you the happy hour at least 2 out of the 3 on NBC Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available to listen live and as a podcast at NBCSportsBayArea.com. Will Smith is the new pitcher when it's time for a change. Thanks, PD. Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
One of the great stories of the year has been Will Smith coming in now in the tie ball game. He's got 11 saves on the year with an ERA of 1.80.
And Conforto will take a pitch high. Conforto 1 for 3. And a good breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Curveball, you'll see his curveball early. And then you see his slider late. And it's a good one. And this is where he likes to be, in a 1-2 count where he hasn't shown the left-handed hitter his slider yet.
Got him.
You could show him another fastball. You're getting Chad Fairchild timed. Because when the umpire, he'll stand up, think about it, and then all of a sudden, he rings you up. It's not an easy thing for a play-by-play guy.
It is not. But we'll deal with it. Here's Austin Jackson. And a strike, and it's only 1. Jackson singled in the second, and he's flied out, and he's hit a soft line drive to Joe Panic. It's Austin Slater in the park doing the fly ball dance, and he makes the catch. Yo, Austin, knock it off.
Well, we often talk about right field has got lots of personality, and the reason for it is you've got open air on your fence, and air comes from behind, and it affects the ball that gets hit to you. Fly balls they can bounce around. There's nothing easy about a fly ball or a pop-up in Northern California in the late afternoon. And he hadn't played a whole lot of right field this year.
Here's Nimmo. And a strike. Swing. Ain't gonna miss.
2 good breaking balls and a quick 0-2. Now Nimmo has to make the adjustment because he has definitely been impressed with those 2 breaking balls. Saw Robert Gesellman.
Here's the 1-2. Got him. Smith with a couple of strikeouts here in the 9th. Giants want to send everybody home. Slater, Longoria, Hundley coming up. Time one. It'll be the Giants and the Mets as the Giants will close out this homestand, and then they'll get on a plane and head to Denver. So you can check it all out at NBC Sports Bay Area, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. So Lugo goes back out. Giants 9 walk-off wins. Is Slater steps up. And a big swing. Ain't gonna miss. Longoria to follow. And it's low to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Lugo in last night's ball game did not fare well. Faced 2 hitters, gave up a home run and a double. Got a power sinker. And last night he could not get that pitch down.
There's a swing and a foul back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I beg your pardon. I'm thinking that Gesellman came in the game. Still Lugo.
It's the rude awakening by Garcia. There's Longoria. And a bit high. It's 2-2. Giants will take a base runner any way they can. On the ground to short. 1 out.
If you're thinking about the long ball with Lugo, in 88, 9 innings this year, he's given up 8 home runs. And he's kind of bounced around in his role this year, where he's made 5 starts. As we mentioned, he's got 4 good pitches. And now he's been one of the guys that has been chosen to close out games.
Here's Longoria, who takes a strike. By the way, we'd like to congratulate Therese Vignal. She and her husband had a baby. Therese is one of the hosts of The Outsiders. Foul back. Also the in-game host here at the ballpark. And the baby, it's Harrison Robert Sowen. Born today. All is doing well. As Longoria drifts this one into center field. So congratulations.
Nice going, Therese. Had a babe.
Here's Huntley.
Kept telling her buddy that she was on assignment. Well, that was the assignment. Yeah. Go and have a healthy baby, and she did well.
Hundley 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Waited on that curveball. Jackson. And that'll end the inning. He hung one, and Hundley almost hit it out. Extra innings time. 10th inning coming up. It's 1-1.
by AT&T. AT&T, official sponsor for Extra Innings.
Here it's a 1-1 ball game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Reyes Moronta. 63rd time that he has come in. Yeah, you look for fatigue with rookies when they get to September, but we are not seeing it with Reyes Moronta. I mean, he had a great fastball, breaking ball combination the first day of spring, and here we are the first day of September, and he's throwing great. High 90s velocity with a no-dot slider.
Yeah, we kind of thought we were going to see that out of Suarez.
Yeah, I thought he hit a little bit of a wall, but not now. He's through it.
Here's Nido and a healthy rip. Nido's had good at bats. He's 2 for 3. He's got the RBI in this game for the Mets on a ball hit over the head of Slater. Jeff McNeil is on deck. Swing and a miss on a curveball, 1-2.
That's 2 swing throughs on that breaking ball. When we talk about the no dot, it's not the normal spin you see on a breaking pitch. A slider usually gives you a little red dot on it that tips the pitch. Not so with his breaking ball.
It's cued foul. One and two. Got him.
3 swing throughs on that breaking ball. You know, you're not expecting that thing to break because you don't see the spin that tips it. I mean, you can miss it by a bunch, and we already talked about how the at bats that Lugo had or that Nido had in this game were so good. Well, not that time. He did not see the spin.
So here's Jeff McNeil. McNeil started last night at second base and went 1 for 3. He had a really good series against the Giants in New York. Remember, that was a 4-game series. Neil had 8 hits in that 4-game series, and he only started 3 of the 4 games. And a breaking ball for a strike. It's only 2. Way outside, 1 and 2. For the Giants in the bottom of the 10th, they'll have Belt, Pence, and Hansen. Put it this way, the Mets can throw a bunch of relievers at you.
They got arms for a doubleheader.
McNeil strikes out. He thought the ball hit the ground. He wants some help. He said, ask Hundley. He'll tell you. Or just ask Hundley. McNeil's not getting any love from either dugout.
All right, let's take a look if he catches a piece. Yeah, he did. And the ball did touch the ground. And I think what plate umpire Chad Fairchild believed that it was fouled and it was caught in the air. So it goes down the books as a big league hang with him.
Well, it's a little disheartening if you know that you're right and you're the only one that seems to think that you're right. And I think maybe if you're McNeil, maybe all you wanted was to have somebody to go out and say, would you ask if any of the other umpires saw it?
Anybody? Would you ask if anybody in the stands saw it?
Can you bring out the clubhouse guys? There's a good breaking ball. It's 2-2, but to be kind of standing out there like you're the only guy that really knows what happened, it just doesn't seem right. An emergency swing to Belt. Belt will flip to Maranta, and the big fella moving pretty well. And that'll end the inning. Belt, Pence, Hansen coming up.
The San Francisco Giants may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
It's a 1-1 ball game. We got a new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. Jerry Blevins.
Jerry Blevins, 54th game that he's come in, and look at the innings pitched, 35. So he is a loogie. He's a left-handed one-guy specialist, but been around a long time because he has good stuff. Curveball, a changeup, and a fastball. High 80s fastball.
Here's Belt, and Belt takes a strike. Belt is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2 looking. Make that 1 looking, 2 swinging.
If you're hitting from the left side, you're going to get a lot of curveballs like that.
Belt against Blevins, 1 for 8. The 1 hit, a home run. And tight, 2 balls and a strike.
Hanger on the inside corner. You're looking for that little hanger on the inside corner of the plate. That's the one that you can yank. For Blevins, when he throws that breaking ball to a left-handed hitter, he wants that to be on the outside corner or off the outside corner.
Two and 2 on the healthy rip.
And that was a hanger.
It's 2-2 to Belt. 3-2 to Belt.
Good pitch, good take. Let's take a look at the foul ball. Is the whiff. Oh well. Bifocals.
3-2. Giants need a base runner. Got him.
A lot of breaking balls, and in the end, the payout pitch, a 3-2 fastball, he threw it right by him. That's 4 strikeouts today for Brandon Belt. Ouch.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence has only faced Blevins one time. He's 0 for 1. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Hanson on deck. There's Hanson. Not close. 2-1 for Pence. Looking for a pitch. Middle in. Cued foul. 2-2.
Blevins, long and lanky, and he basically come at you with just the 2 pitches, the fastball and the big curveball.
So he went 3-2 to Belt. He goes 3-2 now to Hunter Pence. Here's the pitch. He walked him.
Take a look at Alan Hanson's day. This is a big play. Ball went into center field, and a deke by Alan Hanson froze Frazier at second base. And this is another big play. When Frazier overran the base, he throws behind him to Longoria. They get the out. It ends the inning. So 2 good baseball IQ plays from Alan Hanson today, the shortstop position.
Well, let's see what Hanson can do offensively. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And he takes high and wide and a snap throw and Pence's back. Hanson is only faced Blevins once. He's 0 for 1. They'll check on Hunter Pence. Pence does have 3 steals on the year, but I don't believe he's going to be going anytime soon. One ball and 1 strike.
He threw right by Alan Hanson, a fastball he was looking for. Just lazy arm delivery, and he's sneaky fast. I mean, he averages less than 90 miles per hour with the fastball, but that doesn't make a difference because of the deception with his arm action. It's lazy. I mean, if you time it right, you could get a good jump off Blevin. The high leg kick and the long, lanky delivery. I mean, if you choose it right, you can get a great jump to steal. Big, slow, roundhouse curveball, 71 miles per hour. Just can't wait, and you can't try and pull it. The only way you can beat that backdoor breaking ball is to think right field. If you're trying to yank a home run, then it's not the pitch to try and do it on.
Here's the 2-2. Got him. It's the 15th Giant to strike out in this game, and that's the third Giant hitter that's had a hat trick. And here's Panic.
See the defense playing a deep set. It's not really no doubles defense, but it's pretty close to it. Now they back up even more, so yeah, I'm going to say it's no doubles D. See Bruce almost at the warning track and right now after he backed up.
And Panic with a healthy rip and a foul back. This is the time now where you might see Hunter Pence try to steal a bag. The right fielder Nimmo is not guarding Triple's alley. But there's a lot of spaces because the outfield is playing so deep. One ball and one strike.
Inside corner. I always get that when you set that target on the outside corner.
So it's 1-2. Panic now has to protect. Pence goes. Breaking ball. And now the winning run is at second on a stolen base.
Now that was 1.68 seconds for Blevins on his unload time. And Tomas Nido, who doesn't have a strong arm, he has to rely on a quick catch and a quick release. And if it's not pure, there's no way he even has a chance because of that high leg kick and the slow delivery. And the outfield comes in.
Panic hits a high pop-up down the right field line and out of play. Nimmo giving chase, but no chance. I think Joe got a hanger.
I think Joe thinks he got a hanger.
He did. Two and two. Little flip job to left, but it's right at Conforto, and that's going to end the inning. We'll head to the 11th. It's 1-1.
by AT&T. AT&T, official sponsor for Extra Innings.
It's a 1-1 ball game. It's been that way since the Mets tied it up in the 5th. And there's Hunter Strickland, your new pitcher.
Take a look at the numbers for Strickland. 41st time that he's come in, 3-3. He's got 14 saves on the year, 32 strikeouts, and 37 innings. A little bit different Hunter Strickland we're seeing now than what we saw in April and May, early in the year, when he was throwing fastballs that were high 90s. Now his average is a little lower, mid 90s. But he's throwing a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
And Wilmer Flores chases the first pitch. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Flores is 0 for 4. And the next pitch is down low. Jay Bruce is on deck. And then Frazier. So this is the beef part of the lineup, as that's foul back 1 and 2. Holland, Dyson, Smith, Maranta, and now Strickland, and the 1-2. Line down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Victor Pence will pick it up, and that's a leadoff double.
Some hang time on that breaking ball. That is not one that he wanted to throw up there, not in a 1-2 count. So everybody coming out, a little quick meeting, find out what the signals are. You can see the hang, and there's the bang. 1-2 count. You want to see that thing start off down around the knees and then drop down to the dirt. So it becomes a strikeout situation now for Strickland with nobody out and runner at second.
Bruce singled in the 8th inning. One ball and no strikes on the pitch, down and in. Ty Block headed down to the bullpen. On the ground. It'll be from deep second. And Jay Bruce gets the job done as he moves Flores over to third. So now here's Frazier.
This is a red alert. Hurry up and get ready call for Ty Block down the Giants bullpen.
Frazier is 1 hit in 1 at bat against Strickland, and it was a home run. Infield is in. And it's low, 1-0. Ball gets away from Hundley. As he went to throw it back, it flipped out of his hand.
Well, that's a good play right there in itself, reaching across your body, shoot top high. But then as he got up to throw it, it's like, whoop, where'd it go?
Ooh, hang on there. Can Longoria catch it? He cannot. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's take a look. Good play there. Now all of a sudden, as he takes it out of the glove, wait a second.
Make your heart beat just a little faster.
So, catchers can never relax.
Oh my goodness. One and 2.
There's a section just to the right of us on the club level. It's just been getting peppered. I bet there's been 8 balls hit up there.
So true. Well, let's see what Strickland's got now with 2 strikes on Frazier. This is the pitch. Hit to left. Pence is going to catch. Flores is going to score. And the Mets take the lead here in the 11th on a sacrifice fly.
So a nice job by Todd Frazier to get the job done in a 2-strike count. It's interesting, when Frazier got in the batter's box, Jay Bruce, who had gotten the runner over to third base, was heading back to the Mets bench, and he whistled. Frazier whistled over to Jay Bruce, and he gave him a nod and pointed the bat to him, saying, nice job getting that runner over. And now Frazier capitalizes, gets that run in.
Conforto is 1 for 4. Lines this one down the right field line, foul. This is the lady that ends up with it after it doinked right off of somebody's chest down right field line. It's 1 and 1.
If you take one to the chest, you should get the ball. Yeah. This should just be a rule, the unwritten rule.
Rigor Blanco, maybe. Maybe he hits in the bottom of the 11th. The pitcher spot is due to hit first. Good pitch, 2 and 2. And he strikes out Conforto to end the inning. Damage done. Mets pick up a run. They lead 2-1 with a pinch hitter coming up.
Next homestand beginning on Monday, September 10th through the 12th. It's your chance to see Ronald Acuna Jr. He's something else. And of course, Freddie Freeman. Monday, 7:15. Tuesday, 7:15. Wednesday, it's a 12:45 start that you can buy directly from the Giants. Go to sfgiants.com.
It's a 2-1 lead. And the young man we saw last night, Gesellman, is into the ballgame, and Gregor Blanco is going to pinch hit.
Take a look at the numbers for Gesellman. 6-2 with a 3.82 ERA. He's got 8 saves on the year. He did not fare well in last night's ball game. Faced 2 guys, gave up a home run and a double.
Blanco out of play.
But Gesellman has good stuff. A good sinking fastball that'll go mid to high 90s. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Having been a starter, he's got all 4 of the pitches, but a lot of sink.
Blanco, good guy to have on this roster just for this very reason. Two balls and 1 strike. Gorkis Hernandez is on deck, and then Slater, then Longoria. After Blanco, it's a lot of right-handed hitters. On the ground to short. Rosario's got it. 1 out.
Well, that's what you're going to get when Gesellman's right. You're going to see a lot of ground balls.
So here's Gorkis Hernandez. And Gorkis takes a pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Here it is. Swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Give it a shot. Try to tie it up with 1 swing.
Well, he's earned that right. Gorkis has 13 home runs on the year. He had a 2-0 count. Why not?
Wow, that almost hit him. It's 3-1.
He has a chance to do it again. Gesellman's got to get it in. He didn't want to walk him.
And he taps it foul. A lot of movement.
Well, that's the attraction to Gesellman. I mean, he's got big time movement with high velocity. It's 3-1. I mean, you commit to it. By the time you get after him, that thing is up your bat. Breaks your elbows down. Foul it off your foot.
Got him. Boy, the Giants, an epidemic of strikeouts in this game.
16 strikeouts by Mets pitching today, and this one is backdoor perfection on a 3-2 count, and you can't throw a better pitch.
Here's Slater. Slater, last chance, get on base, try to make something happen. He's 2 for 4. He's got a couple of singles. 2 balls, no strikes. And that pitch runs inside.
Get on base. Set it up for Longoria. Now Nito going to come out and have a word. First mound visit of the day for the Mets.
Three 3-0 to Slater. Longoria waiting in the wings, and there's a strike.
Like
3-1.
Like he was taking that 3-1 all the way.
Sure did. Out of play.
Putting up a fight. Keep it going. Die hard. All the things you hear from your coaches and your manager, you got to put it into effect.
Little flare to right, and it's going to be caught by Nimmo on a diving catch, and that is going to end the ball game. So great play in the outfield.
We thought it had a chance to fall. And Nimmo, with great closing speed, comes in and gets the job done, and that's how the game ends. We promised a game where there was going to be good pitching, and boy, did we see some outstanding pitching. The Giants today, 16 strikeout victims by Mets pitching, and that was the difference in this game.
Yeah, and for the Giants, just 3 hits in the ball game, and a really nice job by Dutch Holland, who is going to end up with a no decision. His ERA is going to go down, and he's going to add to another great start in his season this year for the Giants. Final score, it's the Mets 2 and the Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Giants postgame live, presented by Toyota, starts right now.